Hello, good morning, guys, and welcome to class. Today, guys, we are going to start the PBL project where, unfortunately, because of the way that we're working right now, where I'm working right now, is we won't be working in groups. I mean, we can always help each other, but I do need everyone to to work individually during this project. But you can always help each other. So this year, what we've been learning, we've been going through playgrounds with the apps. I'm sorry, with the iPads, and we have learned about variables and constants, but it's still not enough to actually create a program like a what the plan was. We are going to create a calculator program, but we still need to learn a little bit more code in order to create that. So what we're going to do is, like I've talked about in the past, we are going to create a design first for our calculator. So the let me go here to our to a class in sixth grade. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to describe in this first video what the project will be. And the project is going to be called Making an iOS Calculator App. Okay. But it's going to be stages. So for this trimester, we're going to do the first stage. And let me read here. We will be going through the process of creating an iOS calculator app. Apple has asked some developers and designers, that's you guys, to please design and develop the following calculator for the next iPhone. So that's the problem we need to face, and this we need to give them a solution. So starting with iOS, iOS is the the Apple Swift we're learning. So Swift, a basic project. We're going to start with a basic project and building a simple calculator app. So the instructions are as follows. You guys should always read this information as well. So I'll read it one time, but you guys can always read it and refresh it. Similar to what we did with the other project when we created a flow chart and a business plan and a design, right? So the instructions. One, we will be signing up to a platform called Figma. What Figma is, it's a very popular design platform to design applications. Okay, so you guys will be creating a Figma account during this video and this first class, and where you will follow along with the teacher in creating your new calculator design. So, in the next video, after we create our Figma here and after I explain this, we will start creating our design. Again, the design does not have to look the same. But let's continue reading. You will follow along, but your design does not have to be the same in the terms of color, look, and feel. Look and feel is, my calculator is going to look a certain way. It's going to feel a certain way, and it's going to look a certain way. Yours does not have to look a certain way. However, you must try your best to keep your design simple and easy to use because that is what Apple is looking for. So if we know Apple, right? Apple apps, Apple brand, the brand of Apple is very simple. They like to keep their designs very simple. So they've hired us, you guys, developers and designers, to design the new calculator for them for their next phone. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to do today number one. Number two says we will eventually create a flow chart for the calculator. And we all know what a flow chart is, right? We spoke a little bit about it in the beginning of the year. We'll review before we do it. And for the app, once we learn, and then we'll do the app once we've learned a little more code because we've only learned some sequences in the game playgrounds. We've learned about loops, functions, and those are just sequence of events, but we haven't really used them for coding, right? I mean, we've used them to solve puzzles, but we're learning last week, we learned our first actual code where we're learning about constants and variables. And what are constants and variables? Constants and variables are boxes where you can put information. For example, you can put things to create a calculator in variables and constants, right? But we still need a little more code to be able to complete the entire uh, process of completing a calculator. So yeah, so this, we have about a month left. So this last month we're going to focus on just the design part of it, and then next trimester we'll focus on the flow chart and the and creating the code. Okay, number three, the first part of this project is to be worked on individually, so alone, right? But we can help each other if needed. However, everyone must turn in a design. Okay, guys, and I'm going to show how to do all that. Let us look at the design examples attached at the bottom, and when ready, please go to the second video and start following along with the teacher to create your design. Okay, so today in this video, thank you, and I hope you guys all have fun designing. So for example, here's one design that so here's one design that can work for this year's iPhone, right? And here's another design. I like this one better. This one I created, and we're gonna learn about this a color tap color picking our colors, right? We're gonna learn about this today, um, and we're gonna so most of our calculators are gonna look this. I mean, they're gonna have the same structure, like they all have this numbers. They all have um, these things: add, addition, equals, percentage, division. But the look and feel, the design is going to probably be the same. The color is going to be different. So let's quickly go in this video. And in this first part, there will be a link for Figma. I'm going to create a Figma account, and this is how you guys are going to create your Figma account. Okay. So right now, in this first part, the main thing is to create the Figma account. So this is my other Figma account. I'm going to get out of this Figma account, and I'm going to go create a new one from scratch. So Figma is similar to Canva. The only thing that it is more it's just got more, and it's very, once you get the hang of using it, then you'll be able to understand it more, to understand how to use it more. Okay, so this is Figma. This is the link that will be here in the bottom that we will all go to. If you guys never heard of it, if you have an account for Figma, then great. But Figma, pretty much what it is, it's a platform for designers, for developers, for coders, and for designers of apps, websites, applications. I mean, not applications, but yeah, anything that has to do with designing and coding and developing. Okay, so sign up. The way to sign up, everybody's going to click on sign up and use your school account. I already have an account with the school account. So because of that reason, I'm going to create just a new one just to show everybody how to do it. And I created an email account, a different one from the school. So I already have an account with this one. So I created this account just to show everybody how to create it. So you click on your email. So make sure again you use your school email. And now, when we go inside Figma, it's going to give us, so tell us about yourself. Teacher Julio, what kind of work do you do? Well, I am a designer, right? So you guys can put designing. And how will you primarily be using Figma? For teaching or taking class. So that's what you guys are doing. You guys are using it for taking class. And I agree. And now, this is the platform. So this is like we're looking at when so this says, welcome to Figma. Tell us about your team. You have the option to create a team, right? So let's say in the future, we create something where we're going to work in groups. then we can create a team and everybody can collaborate on one platform. But we're not going to do that. So just do this later. Click at the bottom where it says do this later. And then where it says choose a plan for your team, we're going to start with the free plan. And then what would you like to do first? So what we're going to do is, it's got two options here. It says design, prototype, and develop hands off, or brainstorm and diagram. I'll start on my own. So go here where we're going to start on our own. Okay. Okay. And now you're going to see all these things. So here, don't get confused by all this. Pretty much all we're going to do today, we can even delete all this stuff if there's a way to do it so we won't get confused. But what these are just, things where you can go in and actually learn about Figma. These are little courses and things like that. But we can delete them. I would delete them just so you don't get confused. So look, right click delete, right? Because we can always find them later. But right click delete. Just make it as clear as possible. Right click delete. Okay. And there you go. We have no files. These are where your files. You see this? This is where your files are going to be. This is where all your files that we create are going to be here. Okay. So that's it. Once you have this, I'm going to start the next video on creating our design for our iPhone calculator. Okay, guys. So you'll find the next video at the bottom of this. Again, if you have any questions or you get confused, you guys can always send me a message, or you can definitely send help each other. If somebody did it, help the other person. One last thing, remember to save, bookmark this. That way you're not looking for it once we come back to it later. Okay, guys, thank you and see you soon.